Hurry up, 5 minutes. 5 minutos. Esta noche es muy caliente.
Hey, download your TikTok app today so you can have Chinese spyware in your house for free. Yay, Chi-Com spyware. Woo! China #1, USA #2, you go down. Give me money.
Fucking future!
We're talking about a fat ass and everything, yeah.
No, I said loud ass. Jesus Christ. It's like I took a poop and it was one of those painful ones that brings a tear to your eye. And then? Jesus, where are you, chair? Can't be sitting down like that. Yeah, which she said, penis waffles. What the hell is that all about? Is my border that big? I don't have any bourbon. Let's remedy that situation.
waffles. Good morning, people. How we doing today, you lovely bastages? Yeah, it's the keys. Oh, thanks. You like my haircut? I'll give you my barber's phone number. She'll pencil you in. Although I don't know if she's taking on new clients right now. It's a very exclusive list. I think I'm one of at least only 2 clients that she has right now. She doesn't charge a lot monetarily, but definitely test your patience. That smells like a thing. Oh, easy there, Bubba. Was it serious? It was just a minor case. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. You're kind of orange. Well, I mean, what do you want me? You want me to put more lights on me? I can put more lights on me because I'm pretty sure I'm not orange. I do look orange-ish, but I figured it was just the odd angle. All right, let's see about more light. More. I'm still looking orangey. Damn it, camera. Well, that adjusts absolutely nothing. But my book is still over there. Fuck. I don't plan shit out. It's just like, let's just wing it. This is how and where we are. Maybe if I turn this light off. But then I won't be able to read because it'll be so fucking dark. Nope, that's more orange. Well, shit the bed. What do you want me to do? I'll be orange today. Big league. Big league chew? Oh. You know that feeling when you kind of got like that. It's not quite a sore throat, but it feels like your throat is just closing up and trying to murder you. I've got one of those going on right now. I think I got a couple of slivers of popcorn stuck in my throat, and it's just, yeah, it's irritated. What are you gonna do? Why did I not hear anything? Oh, I didn't hear anything because that was yesterday. Why does it say yesterday? That wasn't yesterday. Damn it, man. Okay, just checking. Oh, I didn't even notice it popped up big like that. Well, guys, I don't know how to adjust my levels as far as the color correction is concerned. I mean, that looks right. But I'm definitely not orange. I don't fucking know. Something about Mary. Nope, now's not the time. I guess I'll just be orange. Orangey glad I didn't say banana? I don't know. Who's Camel's Guns? Yeah, I'm sure they'll take my gun on consignment. Fucking weirdos. Oh. I can't start. It's not books and bourbon until we have a little sippy sip. Well, that smells like bourbon. It smells like some expensive shit. Ooh, antiseptic, baby. Pleasant little burn. I don't know. I don't have taste buds. I definitely don't have a refined palate. I couldn't say that like, oh yes, this is it. This is a hint of tarragon in there with Is that thyme I detect? Interesting. I'm like, whiskey. So why do you buy the expensive shit? I don't know. I want to pretend I'm fancy. He said as he drank another sip from his Hello Kitty mug. So fancy. We do that to cleanse the palate for the next sip. Makes no sense. Hanging high in the sky, the Straitjacket King. A great honor. But while he was in Washington, Houdini got a boost when he was accorded what he considered one of the greatest honors of his life. The recently married President Woodrow Wilson, 1856 to 1924, attended one of his stage performances in the following day when Houdini was seated in the visitors' gallery in the Senate during a tour. Vice President Thomas R. Marshall, 1854 to 1925, saw Houdini and waved to him. Suddenly, the business of the Senate ceased as all the other senators turned and waved to Houdini. When he was invited to the Vice President's chambers, the business of the House again stopped as senators piled into the rooms and corridors trying to catch a glimpse of him. Houdini would later describe this amazing experience as the proudest day of my life. First World War. On April 6, his adopted birthday, 1917, Houdini turned 43, and on that same day, President Wilson declared war on Germany and its allies. Houdini immediately decided to get involved. During his 1916 tour, he had tried to persuade local magic groups where he performed to join the Society of American Magicians, SAM. Having succeeded in getting into groups from Buffalo, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and Detroit to join, he now introduced a proposal at a meeting of SAM that its members collectively and individually do hereby tender their loyalty to the President of the United States of America and express a desire to render such service to the country as may be within their province. The resolution was sent to President Wilson. On June 2, 1917, Houdini was elected president of SAM and took over editorship of the Society's magazine, MUM, Magic, Unity, Might. It soon featured pieces on the contributions to the war effort made by members of the organization. We must win. Houdini was excited by the thought of making a contribution, canceling his fall vaudeville season, and devoting his energies to entertaining the troops, and raising money for the war effort. As he said in a letter to R.H. Burnside, the manager of the Hippodrome Theater, "My heart is in his work, for it is not a question of will we win or will we lose. We must win, and that is all there is to it." Houdini featured in a National Vaudeville Association benefit at the Hippodrome that starred some of the greatest stars of the stage, including singer and comedian Sophie Tucker, 1887 to 1966, singer Eva Tanguay, 1878 to 1947, and comedian Eddie Foy, 1856 to 1928. Of course, Houdini stole the show, marching into the theater accompanied by a company of U.S. Marines. His escape that night from a straitjacket was as fast as ever at 1 minute and 23 seconds. Go Houdini, he's slippery. He's slippery Houdini. Slippery Houdini just got out of a straitjacket, you know what I'm saying? He's good at that, because that's his thing. Well, it wasn't his thing until a kid showed it to him, and then he started doing it, but he made it his thing. You'd think straitjacket escape, you'd think of some redneck with a receding hairline and a ponytail and check this out, y'all. I'm gonna get out the straitjacket. Yeah. If you haven't seen that show, then I think he almost died or did die in a Buried Alive skit because the concrete was heavier than the coffin was rated for poundage. Anyways, we carry on. Gold coins and Liberty bonds. Next came a fundraising tour for the Red Cross and a tour of troop camps. During his visits to the camps, he performed his money-for-nothing trick in which he made $5 gold coins materialize out of the air. Each of these was given to a soldier who was about to be sent to fight in Europe. Legend has it that he personally gave away around $7,000, today worth around $250,000. When the U.S. Treasury announced the issue of Liberty bonds to raise funds for the war, Houdini threw his efforts into a series of fundraisers, and in a year he sold $1 million worth of Liberty bonds. He also funded the building of a hospital ward named in honor of his mother. On November 11, 1917, he organized a Carnival of Magic benefit for the families of those who had lost their lives when the Antilles transport vessel had been sunk by a German torpedo. I'm getting a little parched here. I'm reading a bit too much. You know, this is Books and Bourbon. I know the book is the star, but I mean, seriously. Nice accompaniment by instrumental, non-copyrighted music and whiskey. Specifically, straight rye whiskey. That's not bourbon. Oh. Yeah. Shut up. Anti-German sentiments. He had, of course, taught German soldiers to fly and worried about that, imagining those same flyers killing American troops from the air in France. He destroyed all the photographs of that time and also expunged all evidence of his flights in Germany, instead placing his early flights in Australia. He played up his anti-German sentiments, telling a story of how he had forced the German Kaiser into making a public apology, and he used the same manacles from the German courtroom during his lectures to the troops. He also went out of his way to give his place of birth as Appleton, Wisconsin, instead of Hungary, appending his false birth date and his invented place of birth to his signature. Man, Houdini, you're a little trickster, a little tricky fella. Teaching the troops. Houdini wrote to U.S. Secretary of War Newton D. Baker, 1871 to 1937, in February 1918, offering to teach troops how to extricate themselves from restraints if captured. He was at that time performing his vanishing elephant trick in Cheer Up, a patriotic show at the Hippodrome, and his classes in escaping from restraints that took place during the show's intermission. Officers also made appointments to bring in their troops for escape lessons. Billboard magazine described the theater as being daily besieged by hosts of boys in khaki. His engagement in Cheer Up was extended to an amazing 19 weeks, the longest booking in his entire career to date. The theater held 5,000 people, and the huge stage could entertain an entire circus. And here's a picture of President Woodrow Wilson at his desk in the Oval Office, circa 1913. Oh, too much glare. See, I got light shining on. Yeah, right? So I don't seem as orange, but, you know, I'm orange today. Sometimes you gotta be orange, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you want me to do, huh? Suspended straitjacket escape in Pittsburgh. The venue for these daredevil straitjacket escapes was usually the top of a building of the leading newspaper of whatever city Houdini found himself in. By doing this, of course, he was guaranteed blanket coverage in the press, including breathtaking photographs. It was free advertising for his touring show. The result was full houses wherever he played. The Pittsburgh Sun described Houdini's breathtaking performance at its offices. Urbane, smiling, the elusive Houdini appeared in the office at 12 o'clock. The two attendants from Mayview, a local psychiatric hospital, awaited him, and with them, a straitjacket in a satchel. Houdini shook hands with both men, speaking humorously of his position as a substitute for the deranged persons the two attendants ordinarily handle. "Treat me," he advised, smiling, "as you would the most dangerous criminal of the insane." It was almost 12:30 o'clock. Houdini glanced out the window, and again his characteristic, quiet smile came to his face as he saw Wood Street and Liberty Avenue congested from wall to wall. Then, a white-clad attendant on each side, he went downstairs to the street to be bound. A suppressed shout from the crowd as he appeared in the doorway of the Sun Building. Above him, like a gallows, a single beam projected from a window at the top of the building, and a rope swung clear, coiling in sinister fashion at his feet. Houdini had removed the outer clothing from the upper part of his body. "Ready," he said. The two attendants pressed close. His arms were inserted in the long, closed sleeves of the straitjacket. One of the attendants clasped him about the body, as if fearing he would make some mad effort to escape. The other, standing behind him, fastened strap after strap. "Make it tight," came the quiet word from the prisoner. The man's knees went up for the purchase in small of Houdini's back. Using apparently every ounce of strength in his broad-shouldered, 6-foot body, the attendant drew the big strap through the buckle until it would not yield a 16th of an inch or more. He caught it there and made it fast. Then the arms of the prisoner were crossed over his body, and the ends of the closed sleeves were brought back around in back. Oh, Jesus Christ. The whiskey's starting to kick in, yeah? Again, the strap was pulled to its highest tension. Then Houdini's ankles were fastened to the rope by a special appliance that prevented injury, but ensured safety. A word was spoken. The two attendants seized the bound man's body. Workmen drew the rope steadily through the pulleys. Houdini's feet went up, and as his body cleared the platform, it was released. The handcuff king dangled head downward. Each moment he was drawn higher, swaying slightly, spinning dizzily. Then he hung still, only for a second, while watchers gleamed in the crowd. The handcuff king was seen to struggle, not frantically, but with the steady, systematic swelling and contracting of muscles, an almost imperceptible lithe wriggling of the torso. The struggle went on, 1 minute, 2, then 3. Would he do it? From above came an inarticulate shout. The muffled arms writhed one after another over Houdini's head. His hands, still encased in the sleeves of the straitjacket, fumbled quickly and effectively with the buckles at his back. Another contortion, and the straitjacket slipped down over his chest, over his head, and was flung from his arms in the street in a crumpled heap. So, I guess there's a picture. Oh, okay, so it's a very grainy picture, but I'll show it because it takes up 2 pages. But it's on the afternoon of November 6, 1916. Houdini performed in his world-famous suspended straitjacket escape high above the streets of Pittsburgh, while thousands watched in awe. And of course, everybody owned hats back then, as you can see. We all got hats. And I'm thinking, fuck is it? I'm thinking he's right here, hanging, doing a half sit-up, you know. At first I thought it was a street light, but no, that it looks like a corpse. It's a funky shaped street light, I'm just saying. But then again, the year was 1916, so maybe things have changed a little bit since then. I think people are dumber since then, but that's because people have to be biologists to define what a woman is. Anyways, that's besides the point. Kitty. This dude's just got a cat chilling in the back of his truck. Whiskey? Don't mind if I do. The Master Magician, Chapter 16. Houdini's morose musings about his age and what the future might hold were no empty gestures. He was getting older, and he could not carry on as he had been forever. Apart from his own physical condition, he was also very aware that people would tire of his tricks of his dangling from buildings or escaping from milk cans. He had to find something new. Motorcycle madness. But first he dreamed up another stunt after making the acquaintance of a sales assistant in a sporting goods store in Fort Worth, Texas. The boy's brother, Armour Locklear, was a stunt motorbike rider, and Houdini thought it would attract a crowd and column inches in the press if he were to get Locklear to drag him bound behind his motorbike down the city's main street. Locklear had to be persuaded, but eventually Houdini, dressed in quilted overalls for protection and wearing a hood, had his hands tied behind him and lay down in the street. A rope was tied around his ankles and then tied to the motorcycle. In front of him was the paved street, and on either side of it stood a large crowd. The starting pistol was fired and the motorbike set off, Houdini being trailed behind him like a sack of garbage. Locklear gradually speeded up, but Houdini had quickly freed his hands from the rope that bound them and untied the rope that was attached to the motorbike. Master of Misdirection. In his stage act, part of Houdini's performance was controlling the audience, how it felt, what it was hearing, and what it was looking at. He was truly a master of misdirection, an art that was vital to his performance, taking the audience's attention away from where the trickery was happening and onto something else. He wrote of this. Suppose I want to use a short flight of steps from the stage down to the audience. I never have a carpet on them because while I'm transferring a watch or producing an egg from a hat while I tramp heavily and draw your attention to my feet. If I think the audience is watching me too closely, I signal my assistant to drop something or to make some sudden movement. If I want a chair, table, or basket brought on stage and don't want you to see it, I simply walk to the opposite side of the stage. All the magicians know that the average person never raises or lowers his eyes very much. Most people just look at a straight level. Therefore, whenever we use tables fitted up with magic devices, we always raise them slightly above the level of the eye, so that when you think you are looking at the top of the table, you are not. Really, to see the top, you would have to raise your eyes. And as this would be an effort, you just don't do it. Master of misdirection, indeed. Okay. Before we read the next chapter, which goes on to the page after the next, is a picture of heavyweight champion Jesse Willard, 1915. Look at that guy. He just looks like a regular dude. He don't look like no boxer I've ever seen. Put him up, put him up. Right? No? Okay. The champion of the world. In an incident that had gone down in legend, Houdini took on the world heavyweight boxing champion, Jess Willard, 1881 to 1968, on the night of November 30th, 1915. But this was no fist fight. It was a verbal brawl that sent the crowd crazy. Houdini was performing at the Los Angeles Orpheum when he was informed that Jess Willard, aka the Potawatomi Giant, was in the audience. At 6 feet 7 inches tall and 256 pounds, Willard won the title in April of that year when he knocked out Jack Johnson in the 26th round of a heavyweight contest in Havana, Cuba. Oh my goodness, that's the same exact height as my internet troll who was going to body me. Houdini invited Willard to join the members of the audience inspecting the apparatus on stage. Willard, known to be sulky and aggressive, told Houdini he would rather not, but Houdini refused to take no for an answer. Willard continued to reject Houdini's requests and began to lose his temper. The audience got increasingly worked up by the argument. They took Houdini's side, with the magician provoking them into booing Willard every time he said no. Houdini's a troll and petty. Well, it was. Willard shouted at one point, "Go on with the show, you faker. You four-flusher. Everyone knows you're a four-flusher." Many speculate that Willard's words were even more offensive and filled with expletives. Houdini, also enraged by this at the time, replied, "You have no right to slur my reputation. Let me tell you one thing, and don't forget this, that I will be Harry Houdini when you are not heavyweight champion of the world." Ooh! Oh man, influencer burn. Eventually, with the boos and hisses of the crowd ringing in his ears, the giant boxer was forced to exit the theater. True to Houdini's words, Jess Willard lost the heavyweight title to Jack Dempsey in 1919 in one of the biggest defeats ever. And after being knocked out by Luis Angel Firpo in 1923, he retired from the fight game. Jess Willard died in 1968 at age 81. Well, until I got to this particular chapter of the book, I'd never even heard of the name Jess Willard, so still no Houdini though, right? Am I right? I mean, honestly, how many heavyweight boxing champions can you name? Joe Louis? Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. It's not a long list. What's that? The other Tyson guy, the big flabby white guy. What's his name? I don't know. His name is Tyson as well. Okay, Lennox Lewis. Did I say Evander Holyfield already? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty short list. And will I remember these names 20 years from now? Probably not, because I probably won't be alive 20 years from now. But let's not worry about me and my personal life choices at this point. Meeting Sarah Bernhardt. In 1917, Houdini saw the chance for more free publicity. The great actress Sarah Bernhardt, 1844 to 1923, one of the most famous people in the world at the time, was to receive an honor for her acting. A bronze statuette, specifically designed for the occasion, was to be presented at a grand reception at the Metropolitan Opera House in New York. Bernhardt, however, was shocked to receive the $350 bill for its manufacture. Understandably upset, she returned the statuette immediately to its maker. What? Houdini read about the incident in the newspapers and offered to cover the cost of the statuette. It paid off many times over in publicity, and he formed an association with Miss Bernhardt. The actress was approaching the twilight of her career and had to have a leg amputated after an injury sustained when she was performing in Rio de Janeiro. Still, she toured, but her incapacity distressed her greatly, as she demonstrated when she met Houdini. Miss Bernhardt believed that he possessed magical powers and begged him to restore her leg. Houdini was shocked, but she was serious. He told her she was asking the impossible. She replied that was what he was famous for, doing the impossible. Oh, poor thing. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's a very handsome young woman right there. Sarah, well, I don't even know if she's really that young in that picture, but she's got nice symmetry going on in the facials. Sarah Bernhardt. Yeah, exactly. What she said. French stage and early film actress Sarah Bernhardt, 1844 to 1923. Described as the most famous actress the world has ever known. Having made her name on French stages in the 1870s, she was soon in demand around the world, earning the nickname the Divine Sarah. Born Rosine Bernhardt in Paris, France, Sarah never knew her father, and her mother was a courtesan known as Yule. She eventually became a student at the Comédie Française, where she made her acting debut in 1862. However, she was asked to leave after slapping another actress who had pushed her younger sister. She moved to Belgium, where she became the mistress of Henri, Prince de Ligne, 1824 to 71, and gave birth to a son. The prince's family forbade him from marrying her, and she returned to France, where she became a courtesan, earning considerable amounts of money and acquiring the coffin she famously slept in. Weirdo, okay. She began acting at the Theatre de l'Odéon in 1866. I'm sorry, it's French, there's apostrophes and all kinds of shit. Foutoir. Maybe Mrs. Kicklighter could help me out with the thing. the Francais. During the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 through 71, she converted the theater into a temporary hospital and helped to take care of wounded soldiers. She returned to the Comédie Française in 1872. By the end of the 1870s, she was in demand all over Europe and increased her fame in the early years of the 1880s with a 31-city tour of the United States and Canada. During that decade, she performed also in South America, Italy, Egypt, Turkey, Sweden, Norway, and Russia. In the early 1890s, she made it to New Zealand, Hawaii, and Samoa. She visited America again and would make 9 tours in the United States altogether. She took over theaters in Paris in the 1890s, including the Théâtre de la Renaissance and the Théâtre des Nations, and was renamed the Theatre Sarah Bernhardt, staging successful plays including Shakespeare's Hamlet, which ran for 4 hours but received rave reviews. She was one of the earliest film actresses starring in the 2-minute long Le Duel de Hamlet in 1900, and went on to star in 8 movies and 2 biographical films. Bernhardt married Greek actor Aristides Damala, 1855 to 1889, but the marriage did not last due to his morphine addiction. Shit happens when you party naked. She is also said to have enjoyed an affair with the future King Edward VII of Great Britain, 1841 to 1910, while he was still Prince of Wales. After losing her leg, she continued to perform, often using a wooden prosthetic limb. She even undertook an American tour in 1915 and played in her own productions until her death in 1923 at the age of 79. Ooh! Well, that's a hard-working lady right there. She worked until she was 79 years old, folks. You guys know that when they rub the lidocaine on the spot when you're getting some type of light oral surgery or whatever, or the Novocaine tingle, that's kind of what I'm getting in my throat from the whiskey right now. Oh, good times, man. Who knows, with any luck, my throat will close up tonight and I won't see tomorrow. Just kidding. Calm down. It's a joke. It's a bad joke, but it's still a joke. I can joke about my own mortality all I want. This is my stream. Temple of Mysteries. Houdini began to dream of emulating his erstwhile hero, Robert Houdin, and opened his own theater where magic would be performed. He actually located a place, a small 300-seater near Times Square, that he thought suitable. He planned to redesign it in the style of Maskelyne and Cook's Egyptian Hall in London. The Temple of Mysteries would employ the latest technology, including talking machines that could be operated by the weight of a person on specific parts of the floor. He claimed that there was a number of producers and impresarios, including Oscar Hammerstein and Charles Dillingham, 1868 to 1934, creator of Cheer Up, who were willing to provide him with financial support for the venture. Ultimately, however, they were unwilling in such uncertain times to put up the money. Don't you know there's a war going on, kid? You know. Financial crisis. Houdini was also dismayed by the failure of a business venture in which he had invested. He had put $4,900 in a new process for developing film stock and had raised a further $100,000 from his friends. However, the film development company was failing and Houdini had to put large sums of cash into it to keep it afloat. Coupled with the money he had all lost through canceling his vaudeville engagements, plus the money he was plowing into the war effort, Houdini was for the first time ever facing a crisis in his finances. Having moved from Hardine's house in Flatbush back to his own home in 278 West 113th Street, he was conscious of the need to continue to earn big money, especially as by this time, many people depended on him, including his family and growing staff. Ooh, sounds like Houdini was hitting a bunch of MC Hammer times, the good times or the end times, before his too legit to quit attempt at a change in pace of his career to gangsta rap, which was relatively fledgling and new at the time, but I don't want to talk about MC Hammer right now. We're talking about Houdini. Carry on. The new phenomenon. Houdini was also very aware of the new phenomenon of moving pictures that was replacing vaudeville in the public's affections. As early as 1908, on the Keith Theatre circuit in England, Houdini had been pushed down to second top of the bill. The top act had been the kinetograph, which showed interesting and humorous motion pictures, and a melodrama entitled "And the Villain Still Pursued Her." The kinetograph was a motion picture camera that had been devised by William Kennedy Dixon, 1860 to 1935, at Thomas Edison's West Orange facility in New Jersey. The great American inventor had the whole of vaudeville looking anxiously over their shoulders at the advent of the movies. Now, movies versus stage. I personally prefer a good movie, versus a good play. Now, I mean, obviously, since I'm not 100 years old, movies played a much bigger part than plays did in my life. I've been to several live stage plays and so on and so forth, and concerts and yada yada yada, but it's weird because, like today's manufactured products / musicians / artists / Billboard chart 100 people versus people that actually play instruments and write music, they can read music and play multiple instruments and actually have talent. Product versus talent. That's what I'm seeing. With a movie, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't take talent for a movie to be made, but they've got X plus Y amount of time to do so many 100 or dozen takes of whatever to get it just right. And then, of course, they need a director of photography to make sure they get it framed right, and then they need a editor to make sure they get the right scenes cut together properly, and so on and so forth. They've got time and hundreds of thousands of people working on their product. And versus a stage, it's live. It takes more skill, more memorization. For a movie, even if it's a large one-take scene, I mean, what's the largest one-take scene ever? 10, 12, 15 minutes? Versus a stage play, sure, there's scenes that go on 15, 20, 30 minutes, and it's all memorization. So technically the skill necessary to put on a proper stage play versus the skill necessary to make a movie, it's different talents, different techniques. With a movie, you don't need to project to reach the back reaches of the audience, but you don't need to do that on stage plays anymore either, because they got small microphones that you can hide throughout their wardrobe and blah blah blah, so they can kind of whisper, and people in the back, as long as you're not deaf as my dad, they can hear. But it's that concept of live versus manufactured garbage. It's tough. It's tough because, I mean, how hard is it for you to lip sync to your 16 count 4-beat bullshit that was manufactured by the same guys who produced ABBA versus a live stage play? Hell, even musical theater is more impressive than 95% of the current live acts on stage today. But I'm expected to be talking the entire time my stream is going, and it's one thing to pull off 2 to 3 minutes, but it's another thing to expect me to pull off 2 to 3 hours with just me talking. And I'm not. Look, I'm playing video games. I'm reading a book. I'm drinking whiskey. Let me tell you something. It's not easy. It's not easy being cheesy. I figured if I eat enough cheese, I could maintain the dad jokes properly because I'd be super cheesy, but it's not working out like that. All it's doing is clogging my arteries. Oh, my heart. Anyways, God, I really hope I didn't sign my own death warrant with that whole comment about my throat closing up. I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'll see you tomorrow. That's another hour and 29 minutes. All right. That's done. Let's not even worry about that. The forthcoming attraction. The cinema was clearly coming soon, and Houdini knew he needed to move with the times. He had appeared in motion picture in Paris as early as 1901, and started wondering seriously about a career in films. In June 1913, he asked an ex-manager, E.F. Albee, 1857 to 1930, about his prospects. Albee was old school and advised against it. Your value in vaudeville, he told them, would be very much lessened on account of your name being advertised as extensively as it would be in the motion picture houses. Meetings in 1915 with Universal Film explored the possibilities of... Oh wow, we're going to skip 2 whole pages. Making an adaptation of Jules Verne's novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. The film would exploit Houdini's underwater capabilities, but they failed to agree on a contract. Houdini admitted that he asked for too much money. In 1917, he agreed to star in a motion picture being made by the Williamson brothers, who had also been involved in the Verne adaptation. They were pioneers of underwater photography, their father having invented a deep-sea tube. Houdini planned to leave for the Bahamas to make the movie, and was going to receive the biggest money ever paid for a single picture. The film was to be called The Marvelous Adventures of Houdini, the justly celebrated elusive American. That's quite a fucking title. Jesus Christ, guys. Abbreviate that shit. Anyways, he worked on the script with the Williamsons, but both the war in Europe and dispute between the Williamsons derailed the project. In the end, nothing came of it. Well, that's so sad. It would have been really nice to have a movie with Houdini in it. Other than these really short, shaky, grainy clips that we do have of him. Well, actually, I don't think I've ever seen Houdini move. I think they were all grainy still photos. Those must have been taken with the first iPhones. I'm kidding. It's a stupid joke. Once again, look, if you came here for the humor, I'm sorry to disappoint. If you came here for entertainment otherwise, I'm sorry to disappoint. But if you are entertained and you are enjoying what you see and hear, hey, you've got good taste. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. What? Oh my... Potty mouth. I'm so sorry. Anyways. Look at that Bobby. Oh my god, cats! Okay, Houdini performing at the Hippodrome in New York, 1918. Look at that. Look at that. He's got an elephant right there. L'elephant. And here's a very homely looking lady. A handsome woman. I don't know. Her name is Charmaine London. Wait, who's Big Al? Weird Al Yankovic, Big Al, or are you talking about some other Big Al? Hold on, what Big Al? Did I read something about Big Al? I don't fucking know. Oh, is the elephant named Big Al? Okay, oh, okay. I'm glad you know the elephant's name. Alabama's mascot? I mean, you know what? I don't think Alabama had a mascot back then, but I could be wrong. How long is... Well, we're coming up on break 30 anyway, so let's put a quick note in it, or a bookmark in it. Talk about this, my newest acquisition. Oh my goodness, I got everybody questioning, like, why'd you get an elephant and a dinosaur? The dinosaur fell on the floor, so the dinosaur's fucking staying there. But, you know, it's just like, because I'm a collector, I collect things, and honestly, other than my limited comic book collection and Mario collection, I personally, my personal favorite is my collection of Schleich animals and dinosaurs and small amount of fantastical creatures that never existed except for in the imagination of man. Hey, look, here's my koozie that my water cup's sitting on top of. It's okay. I've got a couple Auburn ones too. Shh. I'm playing both sides. Don't tell the other one. Alright, guys. Give me about 5 to 10 minutes. I will be right back. I'm not going to put up the be right back screen because this is always limited to my close circle of friends. Oh my goodness! Clean puppy! You know what? I'd snuggle him anyways. I'll be right back. Like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. You guys enjoyed these YouTube clips and Beatles cover songs with no singing. Boom, bo, 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 bo. Oh, darling, please believe me. I never meant to do you no harm. Oh. Penis. Kitty. Oh my goodness, cats are attacking kittens all the damn time. Oh, you're about to fall in that cup. You done, parakeet. Oh, he likes them belly pets. That's me. You start petting me, I'll roll over. Like the big fat pig I am. Oink. Oh, penis. I got to pet a wet puppy that smelled like a wet dog. I didn't really sniff him. I just... Baby. You guys have seen him quite a few times on the stream, so, you know. Apparently I wasn't allowed to kidnap him today. And Ray, thanks once again for resubbing. When I get older, losing my hair many years from now. Will you still be bringing me Valentine's birthday greeting gallon of wine? The Secrets of Houdini. The Vanishing Elephant Trick. What? The elephant was a prostitute? Huh. Gotta supplement that income. Peanuts aren't cheap. It costs peanuts, kid. Elephants don't have pockets or wallets, so... I don't know. At this rate, we might finish this book in another month or two. Anyways. As I was going on, The Secrets of Houdini, The Vanishing Elephant Trick. Houdini only ever performed this startling illusion in New York City, possibly because of the scarcity of an elephant with which to do it. He had said, "People are much more interested in seeing things disappear than seeing them appear. When you make some things disappear, they say, 'Oh, he had it on him all the time.' But when you make things disappear, they are amazed." He first made the elephant vanish on January 7th, 1918 at the Hippodrome Theater in New York, which at the time possessed the largest stage in the world. A large cabinet was wheeled onto stage, which Houdini led the elephant into, before blinds were dropped around it. Stagehands then turned the cabinet sideways, and 2 circular panels were dropped, which permitted the audience to see right through the cabinet. The elephant had disappeared. The reviews were ecstatic. Variety wrote, "So Mr. Houdini puts his title of premier escape artist behind him and becomes the master magician," while Billboard magazine said, "Houdini's prodigious presentation of perfect prestidigitation." Jesus. They were fucking wordy back then. See, this just goes to prove that we are by default dumb. Yeah, hello, motherfucker, to you too. At the New York Hippodrome, where twice daily he causes an elephant to vanish in thin air in about 10 seconds, has amazed New York. When a magician can become the big feature of the Hippodrome show of wonders, and he is billed like a circus, the art is certainly on the boom. What are you going to do next, Harry? How did he do it? No one in the audience had a perfect view of the cabinet holding the elephant, and at the moment of disappearance, Houdini performed a dramatic feat of misdirection by firing a gun. The audience blinked and jumped at the gunshot, and a roller pulled a sheet of dark cloth up rapidly in front of the elephant, making it appear to have vanished. Another version suggests that, as the cabinet was turned by the stagehands, its trainer moved the animal to the back, and a black curtain fell over both of them. When Houdini opened the front curtain, he had the cabinet turned again, so that no one in the audience had very long to see the interior. What they saw was a circular light from the back, the darkened interior of the cabinet, and no elephant. Sneaky, sneaky. So even this is only speculation. Nobody actually knows. Whiskey? Yes, please. Charmian, London. I hope that's how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure London is pronounced London. Whatever. In 1916, Houdini had befriended the author Jack London, 1876 to 1916, and his wife Charmian. We'll just say it's Charmaine, whatever. 1871 to 1955. Wow. Not only was she 5 years older than her husband, but she also lived another 49 years more than him. No, 39 years more than him. Jesus. Can you imagine that? Your husband dies, who you are already a year older than, and then you outlive him by 39 years? Holy moly, that's nuts. The two men got on well, possibly because they shared similar backgrounds. Both were self-educated, and before making their names and their fortunes, both had known poverty. Poetry. Close enough. It's the same letters with an extra letter. Poetry, poverty. I mean, it's literally one extra letter. Slightly different order. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to brain that one out. And I'm a visual person. Lady Godiva. London had written bestsellers such as The Sea Wolf, White Fang, and The Call of the Wild, and was a lover of the outdoors. Unlike Houdini, he was also a socialist who had divorced his first wife after having an affair with Charmaine Kittredge, a woman who was 5 years older than him. They enjoyed an open marriage. Oh, Lord, Will Smith, calm down. Houdini was shocked by London's early death at the age of 40 in October 1917. While visiting New York, Charmaine went to see Houdini perform. The two met after the show, and Charmaine wrote him an intriguing letter afterward to let him know that she was staying in the city for a while and hinting she was available for future get-togethers. What are you doing? Someday at exactly the right time and place, I shall tell you more about the past year and the other remarkable experience I have had that I've really carved out for myself. This is your letter. Please destroy it, but don't forget it. Weird. Okay. What? Oh, there's things popping up on the screen. It scared me. I was startled. They remained in touch, and she relates in her diary that a declaration Houdini had made over the telephone rather shakes me up. She began to write about him as her magic lover. Houdini noted at the time that he had been having a hard time with my private affairs, but the only real clues to their affair can be found in Charmaine's diary. She says that Houdini declared himself to be mad about you, and that he said, "I give all of myself to you." He even brought his mother into it, and we must accept that he could give no greater praise to someone than when he said, "I would have told her, my mother, about you." At the end of April 1918, Charmaine was getting ready to return to California, and Houdini seems to have been getting desperate. She wrote, "Poor, sad, lonely thing. He is very alone, and worse than he feared." But soon she was gone, and all he had left was what he described as the magic of memory. Harry, you dog. I don't know, I'm kind of believing Charmaine or Charmian, whatever. I don't know, what do you guys think? Based on his, most self-driven, self-important, grandiose, vain, and petty men do also graze at other pastures. This is just a fact. They just have so much drive that they can't possibly keep all that great seed to themselves. Whatever the case may be. Oh, that's just pure water. Oh! Anyways. Quentin Locke, Master Detective. It took Houdini until 1918 to make the acquaintance of Californian film producer B.A. Rolfe, 1879 to 1956. Rolfe convinced Houdini to star in a 15-part silent movie serial. The ending of each weekly installment was planned as a cliffhanger to keep the audience wanting more. Rolfe employed the very successful writing team of Arthur Reeve, 1880 to 1936, and Charles Logg, 1889 to 1938. Houdini worked closely with them to create the script for The Master Mystery, in which he played the part of Quentin Locke, an undercover agent for the American Justice Department. His nemesis was a shadowy operation called International Patents Incorporated. Owned by an evil tycoon with a beautiful daughter, Eva, played by Marguerite Marsh, 1888 to 1925. There was also a monstrous steel robot, the Automaton, played by Floyd Buckley, 1877 to 1956. A thrilling outcome. Like all Houdini's films, the plot was a showcase for his amazing escapology skills. Houdini had to rescue the heroine from perilous situations with death-defying acts of courage. He is repeatedly trapped in life-threatening scenarios from which he always dramatically escapes. Filmed in the summer of 1918, Houdini literally threw himself into the performance. He bursts out of straitjackets, frees himself from handcuffs. He escapes from an electric chair. He even avoids a river of corrosive acid threatening to consume him while lying bound on the floor. In one spectacular escape while hanging from his thumbs, he uses his legs to choke a man and toes to loosen his restraints and free himself. By the time filming was complete, he had suffered 7 black eyes and broken his left wrist, but he was thrilled with the end result. No camera tricks. Although the escapes were always miraculous, much more imagination would be needed in the plot and character for future Houdini movies to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. One of the problems was that the death-defying scenes were no longer being performed live in front of an audience whom Houdini could manipulate. The increasingly savvy cinema crowds of the early 1920s were well aware of the possibility of faking the escapes using camera trickery, and they did not believe Houdini when he said that his tricks on film were real. Man, I'm so sorry that nobody believed you, Mr. Houdini. Mr. Weiss, Mr. Eric Weiss. Anxious glances. There was never much passion either with his young, glamorous leading ladies, as Houdini was so obsessed with his own propriety. If Bess was not present, he would not even touch the female lead. He wanted no suggestive rumors circulating that he had done anything salacious with the young starlets. He paid his leading ladies $5 for a kiss on film. One director is reputed to have been so frustrated by a wasted morning trying to get a kiss with some passion that he asked Bess to leave the set, adding, "Whenever we get to the point of kissing the girl, he spoils the shot by glancing anxiously at you." Aww. Sounds like we had an emotional hostage situation. He wasn't allowed to act because I think his past caught up to him and Bess knew. And, well, blockbuster. Nonetheless, the movie was a huge success. On its opening weekend in New York, the line stretched round the block and thousands were turned away from theaters. In Boston, legend has it that the picture house doors were locked, and 5,000 people were left outside unable to get in. Houdini himself made extensive personal appearances to promote the film. 15 in one day in New England. There were even some reviews that complimented his acting. A New York Telegraph critic wrote, "As a screen actor, Houdini also wins laurels, playing his scenes with the heroine in a manner which reflects great credit on him." And apparently here's the movie poster for episode 8 of the film serial, The Master Mystery. Looks pretty intense, man. Oh my goodness. You guys see that shit? That's some shit, ain't it? I don't understand what's going on, but it's time for Chapter 17, The Magic of the Movies. Released on March 1, 1919 by Octagon Films, the Master Mystery movie serial was a massive moneymaker, probably because of Houdini's fame. Now he was faced with a major predicament. He had been working on plans for a brand new live spectacular stage illusion called Buried Alive. But progress was slow, and the dangerous illusion was hard work for an aging magician in his mid-40s. Performing on stage was a young man's game. But don't I know? Fortunately for me, my stage is in my own home, so that makes it a little bit easier. I'm not doing anything that's physically demanding, and it's more mentally and emotionally taxing, but who cares about that shit? You're a man, you don't have feelings, that's true. Cheers. Seriously tempted. Not only that, but his live stage performances were starting to look old-fashioned and dull compared to the excitement of the movies. Houdini was seriously tempted to swap his dangerous stage show for the easy money that the movies offered. His return to film was assured when he was contracted by famous players Lasky to star in 2 more pictures. This time he turned to the work of Edgar Allan Poe for inspiration, but was unable to match the substance of the great storyteller. Houdini summed up the stories by saying that they contained the desired amount of mysticism, danger, and opportunity for physical exertion. It was hardly the best summation of Poe's weirdly gruesome tales of Gothic fantasy, but as usual, the great magician was full of optimism that his super prodigious talents would once again succeed. I am told out there in California, where I am working away from at my scenarios and productions, that my act is bound to go well in the movies. So if you hear that the famous players have made a small fortune during the year 1919, you'll know at whose door to lay the credit for it. Very humble too. The most humble ever. The Houdini treatment. Had Edgar Allan Poe still been alive, he would have been relieved to learn that in the end, his work never received the anticipated Houdini treatment. The first film Houdini made for the famous players was The Grim Game. The script written by Arthur Reeve again, this time with John W. Gray. It was the usual tale. Houdini has to escape from jail. Houdini climbs a building. Houdini hangs from a rope. Houdini gets recaptured and is taken to the top of a skyscraper. Houdini is put in a straitjacket and dangled from the roof. Excitement was more than guaranteed. Mid-air thrills. But the excitement got out of hand during the filming of the climactic mid-air plane chase, almost ending in disaster. Houdini was supposed to jump from the wing of one airplane to another in mid-air, but the stunt went wildly wrong when the propeller of one plane caught the other. The 2 planes crash-landed nearby. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The cameraman kept fearlessly filming during the entire episode, and the shots were used in the movie, generating huge publicity. The greatest thrill in the greatest thrill picture ever made. The Associated Press headline shouted. Of course, no one admitted that Houdini had been nowhere near the incident. He had injured his arm, and a stunt double was being used. The reviews were superlative. Houdini is honestly a star, said the New York American. Houdini had stepped to the front as a film star, said the New York Herald. There is more excitement in one reel, The Grim Game, than in any 5 red reels of celluloid I have ever watched, added the New York Mail. The Grim Game. Well, I guess this is a promotional picture. It looks like the French Foreign Legion and a New York cop were trying to capture Houdini and put him in a straitjacket. I don't know. Let's read the thing. The Grim Game. Harvey Hanford, played by Houdini, is framed for murder by a gang of men who also kidnap his fiancée, the beautiful Mary Cameron, played by Danish actress Anne Forrest, 1895 to 1985. Ooh, that was an old bird right there. Hanford is arrested and imprisoned for the murder, but manages to escape and sets off in pursuit of the men who framed him for the crime. During this pursuit, Houdini effects a number of trademark stunts, including upside-down straitjacket escape, an escape from a bear trap, and in one sequence he rolls under a passing car, catching the transmission bar and hanging on so that he can quickly get to his fiancée. The kidnappers capture him and chain him up on numerous occasions, but he always manages to free himself. The film climaxes in the mid-air plane crash that was almost a disaster during filming, and Hanford is reunited with Mary. Well, spoiler alert. Sorry if I spoiled the 103-year-old movie for you. Not sorry. If you haven't watched it by now, Jesus, what are you waiting for? It's a classic. Never even heard about it till now. Anyways. The time of his life. Harry and Bess made themselves comfortable in California, which they liked very much. They rented a bungalow in Hollywood and stopped moving for a while. An unusual occurrence in a married life that had been spent on the road in Europe and America. Houdini's next silent picture for Alaska was Terror Island, shot on Catalina in the fall of 1919. Houdini was having the time of his life. He became friends with Charlie Chaplin, 1889 to 1977, and Fatty Arbuckle, 1887 to 1933. I didn't realize Chaplin was that old, or he died in 77. It's like 2 years before my birth. It's like, Jesus. I mean, you know, I've seen a lot of Chaplin greats. I even had the Gold Rush on VHS. Whew. Man, this is a long time ago. It's all in black and white. They're not talking. Anyways, and Fatty Arbuckle, 1887 to 1933, and spent some time on a Lasky set with the beautiful young starlet Gloria Swanson, 1899 to 1983. Best of all, though, his films were bringing his name and talents to even more people than before. And, with his films being distributed internationally, he was receiving fan mail from all over the world. This meant even bigger audiences when he performed on stage, and even bigger salaries. I don't know if it's a whiskey or if it's because I don't know how to read. Either way, I think I'm doing all right faking it, huh? What do you guys say? I can read. You know, the motivation of a personal pan pizza isn't there, so it's just like, what am I doing? I mean, it takes me about 8 to 10 streams, so we'll just say a business week. It takes me 5 days to get enough money for my stream to get a personal pan pizza. I don't know how much they cost, but I'm guessing they're around like $10. Waffles, whatever. Don't judge me. I don't do this for the money. I do it for my love of reading and whiskey, mostly whiskey. Cheers. See, that was an old man joke right there. There used to be a program. I don't know who held it, but somehow schools or Pizza Hut got their claws into schools back in the 80s to promote and encourage literacy. For every X amount of books, I think it was only 5 books, you would get a free personal pan pizza. I mean, I felt like a king when I was playing Donkey Kong Jr. and freaking having my personal pan pizza. Like a little king, man. Like, look, I got this pizza, this is my pizza because I read books. So, you know, a lot of us, you know, from the 70s, 80s, early 90s, you know, we're food motivated, man. You can't blame us, man. So some of us, our need for fatty foods overrides our need to exercise. Although, because, I mean, Schwarzenegger wasn't added to George W. Bush's American Presidential Fitness Award shit till, like, you know, the early to mid 90s. Well, before Clinton got in, so the early 90s, you know, Berlin Wall had fallen, and now he's telling you to eat, exercise, eat your vegetables, listen to your parents, you know, and bro, shut up. I'm reading books and getting free pizza. Work out? For who? This friggin' roid-headed friggin' buff dude with a funny accent? I don't think so. And we weren't old enough to see most of his movies at the time, so why would we care about what Arnold had to say about anything? Although, to be fair, most of us had seen a good portion of his movies by the time that thing happened, because, you know, we were left to be babysat by VHS and hearsay on playgrounds and random adults that they trusted and paid money to raise us. Whatever. Maybe that's just me, my personal experience, but that's how I see it. Pinus. Oh no! Your Hello Kitty mug broke? That's sad. I don't know where my other one is. It's probably still wrapped up in the box, but that one's kind of faded. I don't know why, because it's only been hand washed. I've never run it through dishwasher, but the one that's shaped like Hello Kitty? You want my Hello Kitty mug? I really like this one. I don't even know when and where I got it. I'm going to assume either GameStop or Walmart. Those are my two main go-tos. But used to not be. There was about a year and a half during 2020, 21, whatever, that I was just shopping at Target exclusively. I think I spent almost a year without shopping at Walmart. But who wants to go to Walmart during regular business hours when they still have one person checking people out? I don't know. You're right though, Cherry. I need to sell that rifle sooner than later. Because I'm so far behind on my bills right now. Somebody owes me an apology. The London Palladium offered him $3,750 a week, the largest salary its management had ever offered a single performer. He had not performed in Britain since 1913, but he could not turn down such an offer. Therefore, in December 1919, he and Bess set sail for England, where he embarked upon his most lucrative tour ever. All was not well, however, and there were some disappointing reviews. The Nottingham Football News wrote, who cares what the Nottingham Football News says? Anyways. Somebody in the head office of Moss Empires owes me an apology over the Houdini visit this week. After receiving a long and fulsome screed of preliminary matter, 3 large type-written pages of it, which extravagantly worded, contained the definitive statement he will present his war-to-torture sensation among other feats. I felt justified in saying that the show he would give would be well worth seeing, and should not be missed by anyone. In fact, I boomed of the disadvantage of the rest of the bill. No one was more astounded than I was to see Monday night Houdini's solitary feat, which of itself lasts only 3 minutes, and no one has more sympathy with the candid remarks of large numbers of the patrons after the act than I have. Why on earth Houdini should imagine that any audience would be entertained by hearing a long and uncalled for account of what he had been doing for the last 6 years, I am at a loss to understand. Perhaps go to a vaudeville house to see a performance, not to hear a diatribe on the personal pronoun worked around the story of my life, sir. This guy comes off as a fucking twat waffle. It wasn't even my shitty British accent. It's just like, whatever. Fuck that guy. He's dead now anyways. Money for nothing. It was not his proudest moment. During this tour, he was on stage for half an hour. He performed the water torture stunt and then gave his long monologue, but was still phenomenally successful, bringing him more money than he had ever earned on tour. He was certain that his on-screen success had much to do with it. He wrote to a friend, "Blame it all on the fact I have been successful in the movies. The Master Mystery has been showing over a year, so the people think they know me personally. Have to make speeches every night. It's wonderful to think that after all my hard work, I can draw the public without killing myself." Speaking of killing myself, it's time for a little more antiseptic for the throat. That is a spicy rye right there. It's only 90 proof, but woo! Oh no. Well, you know what? I do need to top off my water because apparently I drank it without drinking whiskey first. Ugh, gross and weird. And we got to top off the whiskey, but we're not going to use top shelf for that. We're going to use mid-top shelf. Brah. I know you guys are watching the animal videos behind me. I can't help that, but I hope you guys are having a good night. Lord knows I am. Be right back. I once knew a girl, or should I say, she once knew me. Three, 2, 1. Oh, hugs from the kitty! If you don't get your paw off my fork, I'm not playing kitty. Oh, doggo. Okay, so dogs that I wanted in the past that I no longer want now. Siberian Huskies. Shiba Inus. Probably Jack Russell Terriers. I mean, they're super smart, but they're so high energy. I mean, they're rat dogs. They were designed to hunt and kill rats and go into burrows and get other small rodent-type animals like stoats. What's my alarm on my phone? What the fuck's that got to do with anything? Copyrighted music. My first alarm at 9 o'clock is Little Big. I forget the name of the song. It's a very obnoxious, over-the-top song. But I mean, I think everything Little Big does is obnoxious and over-the-top, but in a good way. No, fuck off. Yeah, this is my alarm. Oh, okay. So that's my first alarm, and then my second alarm a half an hour later is Master Puppets by Metallica, which I will not play because that's a guaranteed. You're never gonna fucking you'll never perform in this town again, kid. And apparently, no. Apparently that fucking pauses my Spotify because apparently you can only, you can spend $10, $15 a month for your music to be ad free, but that means you can only run one device at a time. Shit, for 15 fucking bucks, I spend the same amount on fucking Netflix, which allows me 2 devices in full HD. I didn't see the point in paying for 4K because A, I don't like buffering, even though I have more than enough bandwidth to support it. But most things that run in 4K, especially on streaming services, are upscaled 4K. They're not native resolution 4K, so why should I pay for digital hoo-ha that's not real anyways? And Lord knows my ailing and failing old eyes are not as sharp and amazing as they used to be. Although, to be fair, I don't know what the exact numbers were on my eyesight, but they're still well above average. But I wonder what it's like to have that sniper vision, the above and beyond quality of eyesight. Ooh, you know what we should do? We should drink some more whiskey to celebrate this moment. Oh, I think it's homecoming. That's the alarm sound I use. You know I put my phone like right next to my fucking ear, right? Like it's hooked up to the charging cable and it's like on the pillow with my head or within 6 inches of my ear. Average penis length away from my ear. Well, that's only 5 3/4. Okay, that's 6. Sorry. Look, ladies, we're not lying for the sake of lying. That's more of an ego and pride thing. I mean, if 6 is the average, then of course we're average or above. Duh. Stop making the joke about, oh, that must be 6 inches then. No, I'm sorry. It's not me. I wasn't that guy. I always promise to under-deliver, and then when they see it, they're like, okay, he wasn't kidding. Damn. I know. They think I joke about freaking shrimp because, because I'm packing. God. Sorry to be honest. I know I laugh along with this, so you're like, oh, yeah, it must be huge. No floor damage with this guy. But there is whiskey. So, drink yourself into a stupor, we'll have a good time. Until you pass out, and then I'll stop and tuck you in, whatever. Ooh. That's some top shelf rye right there. Now, I'm sure I could get stuff that's more expensive, but I don't see the point. I'm like, oh, check out this bourbon from 1912. Like, why? It's just like $1,800 for a fucking damn 18-ounce miniature bottle that's hand-painted. Who gives a shit? I'm not paying that kind of fucking money for whiskey. Shall we return to reading? Or would you guys like to chat? Because we are running a just chatting stream right now. Shambles. No? Let me know. You hear it, but you probably fall right back to sleep because the quality of your sleep, like mine, is shit. You think that the only reason why you can sleep so much is because the quality of your sleep isn't high. Like, it's so rare when I sleep so much that I feel like, you know, I could not sleep another moment. When I was younger, I was able to pull that shit off. But now, I sleep so much that I'm just annoyed the fact that I'm still sleeping and I should get up. It's totally different than when it used to be. Yeah, as a kid, 16, 17, 18, I could sleep 12, 14 hours, no problem. But that was after pulling 2 or 3 all-nighters with nary a nap in between. Now if I pull 1 all-nighter, which honestly, I don't remember the last time I did. This has probably been about 2 years since I pulled an all-nighter. It takes me about a week to recover. It takes me about a week to recover from an all-nighter. Holy hell, I'm so glad I don't get hangovers. Jesus Christ, that's another fucking moving part of the clock I do not want to deal with because I am no Swiss watchmaker. I do not know how to fix such things. I mean, most people, they're just like, well, we'll just limit drinking to Friday and maybe Saturday if there's a second day. And me, I'm like, honestly, if I could afford to, I probably would just be not necessarily saying a day drinking drunk, but maybe. I mean, what are the downsides? I mean, health. Other than health, you know, it's like, well, you don't get hungover and you enjoy the good times. Why stop? That's what I tried to explain to the judge. The judge was not hearing it, but you know, it was 27 years ago today. Right. Anyways, the only I mean, my main reason for not drinking every stream all the time is because it's just fuck, it's expensive, and I'm on a fixed income. Sure, I make 2 checks a month because of a myriad of reasons, but off of what I'm getting paid, especially with inflation these days, I can't afford to leave the house nonetheless drink every day. Not even the cheap shit. Like, let's say I drank, I mean, the cheapest I could probably get away with getting a decent buzz every single time is probably a 12-pack of natural ice or some similar garbage quality brew. Ugh. That's a lot of drinking and a lot of pissing. I'm not a fan of that idea. Tell you a story. Tell me a story. How about exclamation up time? Can we get on that now? Can we? Can we perchance? Well, here's a very short story. I'll try to make it as brief as possible, but I don't know how to make it short, but I'll try. Okay, anyways. My uncle, his next door neighbors, had kids about a year and 2 years younger than me. And we'll say Daniel and Judy, right? While I was, where the fuck was I? Doesn't matter. My little sister sent me a message that she's sorry she made out with my friend Daniel. Daniel's only a year younger than me, so for my baby sister, who's 8 years my junior, to be making out with a guy who's 1 year my junior, is just like, alright. So I sent him a message. I was just like, bro, now I get to make out with your sister. I did get his blessing, though, but I haven't explicitly told her. She's been married with children for a hot minute, but she's a very handsome woman, like her mother. They're not traditionally, by Western standards of beauty, beautiful, but, you know, they're, after a couple drinks, all right. I mean, Mom, not so much. I don't even know if they're still alive, but not the point. Okay, so my buddy Daniel made out with my baby sister, so I was just like, well, then I get to make out with your baby sister. Of course, dude bro law means at some point I need to make out with his baby sister. I got time. They're all, she's 2 years my junior. God, she's 40 years old. Fuck. It's not an impossibility, but I don't know if she lives in Austria or Germany or Hungary or what, but whatever. Happy birthday to ya! Oh, we're checking on the thing. Around 44. I think it's time for another break. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling kind of antsy. Look, maybe when we come back, I may or may not continue on reading Houdini, but that doesn't mean story time is over. That just means reading time is over, because my vision's starting to get a little... Right? But... Maybe I'll tell you about how I learned how to speak Hungarian. Tudok magyarul beszélni. I can speak Hungarian. What's that mean? I don't know. It means I speak, according to Japanese linguists, the hardest language on the face of the planet. I'm not a professional, but I am efficient at speaking of such language, said language. But anyways, oh no, somebody drank all my high shelf shit. So like I said, I was gonna go mid-tier high shelf shit. Although I think the stuff I was drinking before was mid-tier high shelf shit. So we're switching to Gentleman Jacques, which honestly I think is Jack that's been held in the barrel slightly longer. What's the difference between Jack Daniels, Old Number 7, and Gentleman Jack? Could somebody tell me? You guys post the answer in the comments. Michelle, ma belle, sont mon great. Oh, damn it! The French part I fuck up. There's definitely more of a pronounced alcohol finish to Gentleman Jack than there was to the minor case, but honestly, at this point, who cares? Who cares, kid? Fuck out of here. My belle, these are words that go together well. My Michelle, I love you. That's all I want to say. Be right back, you dirty, beautiful fucking bastards, yeah! Oh my goodness, German Shepherds is the best. baby. Would-be baby. Come here, mama. No. Pretty girl. That's fish. Who cares about fish? Oh. Oh. Look at this pretty face. Look at that pretty face. Yeah, you're on camera. Yes. You're already internet famous. I know, but that's only stills. Oh, goodness. Oh, well, thank you for the follow there. Blazing Magyar, Szavas, Isten hozott. Hello and welcome to the Psycho Veteran stream. Oh, look at this pretty baby. Look at this pretty baby. Daddy says hi. He says, hello, sweet Sophie. Yes, I know. You're like, what's going on? It's so bright in here. There's lights. There's a camera. Normally it'd be 2 cameras, but tonight it's just one. Because of trolls. Mostly Magyar. Well, you're the blazing Magyar, though, to be fair. This dog almost won them $5,000. But you failed in the last heats, didn't you? So, Blazing Magyar, tell us a little bit about yourself. I will tell you about me in just one moment. The standard chat room questions of ASL, age, sex, location, would be a good start, and I'll play off that. You first. Oh, Sophie's making the noise. What is it, baby girl? Ray's saying I'm stealing her dog. I'm not stealing. I'm renting at best. What's the charge? What am I paying? My friendship, obviously. Oh yes, kisses. Soph. Oh goodness. Oh, you silly girl. There you go. Oh. What? Okay, so Magyar is the word for Hungarian, right? So Magyar Magyars, right? So that means Hungarian, right? So the blazing Hungarian is the blazing Magyar. What is it, girly girl? Sebastian can hear her? Well, I'm sure everybody that's within earshot of the stream can hear her. Do you speak any Hungarian? Or was this just an ode to your heritage, the name? He's very concerned. A little. Oh my goodness. Look at that little face. Look at that little face. Not much at all? It's okay. Maybe randomly tuning into the stream, I can teach you a couple words of Hungarian, but I mean, to be fair, Hungarian, like I said earlier, according to Japanese linguists, is the hardest language in the world. And you know what? Japanese, Nippon is not exactly easy in and of itself, but I mean, obviously, just like with healthcare, you only know what you've been exposed to. So, of course, by default, you're going to assume that the U.S. system is the most broken. It's okay. It's okay. You know, Hungarian pride goes a long way. And just like the South was anti-black, even one drop was good enough to ban you from certain social positions the Hungarians will also accept you with just one drop, kind of thing. It's the exact opposite of the way the South was accepting of people with one drop of blood. It's one of those. Hungarians are very, very loving and hospitable people. There we go. There's Sophie. Oh God, What are you crying for, baby girl? Huh? What's wrong? You know you're due for a bath, don't you? You're my stinky girl. Yes. This is neighbor's dog. This is not my dog. I just randomly pup napped this beautiful specimen of a flat-faced Asian dog. Oh, definitely. So, my ethnic and national heritage, I am half Hungarian, half Korean. Two of the most nationalistically proud and some might argue racist people on the face of the planet with fiery passions. It's amazing that I don't wear a hood of sorts. Oh. Sophie is outright confused. You want to wander the house? I'll let you wander the house, but please don't piddle somewhere. All right. I'll wrangle you in a minute. Hold on. Stop pulling. There you go. Six Hungarian shirts, what, like with the flag and stuff? Okay, so once again, they're blazing Magyar. You've still not disclosed ASL, age, sex, location, which it's fine if you feel uncomfortable sharing that information. Thank you for following the channel. But if I may ask you, if you're not going to answer the ASL, how did you come across my channel? Was it through the tag, or was it through just chatting, or was it through Twitch, Twitter? Please tell me how you found me, because as you can tell with my viewer count, I'm not the most popular channel, but at the same time, what's she doing, So? She is sniffing around like a fool. And this time I won't tell you guys if she made an accident. I'll tell you after I clean it up. Twitch. Oh, 2 hats. I've got a baseball cap that says Budapest on it. I think. Maybe it says Hungary. I don't remember. Have you ever been to Hungary there? Are your folks and or grand folks more... Is that what she says? Does this house smell like Teen Spirit, Sophie? She's just circling around me. She's definitely staying within leash distance of me this whole time. So. Well, cheers to you. I've visited 3 times in the last 6 years, and honestly, as much as I love the people, I love the food, and I love my family, until Europe gets its head out of its proverbial ass, I have no interest in visiting Europe ever again. If that's the day I die, then so be it. That day might be tomorrow, or 20 years, or 30 years from now, but Europe has collectively lost its fucking mind, and I'm done with them. For people who claim to be so educated and cultured, they are fucking dumb as shit. And initially I said that if I don't succeed by the age of 40, that I would move back to Hungary. Back is a strong word. I only lived there for a year. I said I would move to Hungary and retire there. Sophie, you're about to fucking knock out my shit. Anyways, after a lot of reflection and observing my own personal values, I've decided to stay in the grand old US of A, regardless of the cost of living and how much, you know, it costs. Because, you know, there's a lot of people in jail in Hungary for just self-defense. And me being a disabled vet who needs a cane to be ambulatory for larger distances, where there's a lot of walking. Sure, they've got great public transport, but you got to connect A to B to C and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, you know, even though my initial reaction from my neighbor was that there's nothing wrong with him, he's not disabled enough, or whatever the exact retort was to their own personal opinion, I'm a broken down old fuck, mentally and physically, and just because I don't take my cane with me everywhere doesn't mean that I don't need it. It's just ego and pride play a big role in me not taking the accessories I need to be a relatively upwardly mobile, successful human being. Well, if I may add this addendum, I would recommend you visit this month before next month, because their proximity to the Ukraine, who's somewhat politically volatile, I would recommend you visit sooner than later. Do you have a place to stay? Do you have the money saved up? Do you have a passport? These are many questions that... Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck was that? Oh. You like Twinkies. I don't know what that means, but I mean, I guess I'm kind of a Twinkie. I'm half white and I'm cream filled. Wait, I'm cream filled and I'm golden on the outside. So, what's he doing, baby girl? You come here? Oh, okay, calm down there, Godzilla. Oh. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you, that's just what I needed. I needed kisses. And we got this snort. You have no Twinkies? Well, I'm not going to go get you Twinkies because A, I've been drinking, so I'm not driving. I'm trying to be a responsible adult. What? No, thank you. Look at that fight. Look at that fight. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that? So, as I was talking about earlier, before Blazing Magyar joined, you want to get back down again? Okay. Go ahead. Go explore. I don't want to step in a warm or cold puddle of excitement. I'm sure you know better, but that's okay. If I find it, I find it. I walk around barefoot, so at least I won't have a wet sock. Sophie, what you doing? You're looking at the last box of affordable 5.56? $289 for 400 rounds. It used to be 420 rounds, but now it's like, 400 rounds. They don't need an extra standard magazine. Well, what's 20 rounds? I mean, seriously. I mean, honestly, being a poor gun owner, I can't afford an FFL or, you know, yeah, FFL, federally federal firearms licensed individual, so I'm not getting automatics or what? You don't. Okay, so since your grandparents are going, what you should do, okay, get on the socials, find out if you have any living family, and see if you can stay at theirs. It may not be as convenient as having your own space in a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, but it'll be cheaper, and they'll probably be way more hospitable than just a breakfast or whatever. Do you have any? I mean, look, I want you to go sooner than later, so you can experience it relatively unencumbered by the weight of war and or anything else. I'm not saying that the war from the Ukraine is going to spread throughout the rest of Europe, but there's an off chance. So don't make like Harry Houdini, who we were reading about earlier, that went and not only lied about his date of birth, but his place of birth to be pro-American, anti-German. He denied his roots, which he was born in Hungary, and, for the sake of the war effort, he said that he was born in the U.S. of a Austro-Hungarian Empire. Yeah, Hungary made a lot of bad choices, not once but twice in back-to-back world wars, which America won twice. Shit, let's not talk about that. No, there's definitely no Twinkies here. You have distant family. Well, try to reconnect with them. I can almost guarantee you that most of them speak English, and even if they don't, there's always Google Translate. Okay, well, Google Translate may not be that accurate. I'm pretty sure it'll be more accurate than you trying to comprehend with your limited Hungarian what they have to say. Sophie, what are you doing in the backside of the kitchen? Ain't nobody been there since I moved in. Ah, because you're small, you can fit. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Squishy face. Can you guys hear that? I'm petting her right now. She's on my leg. You can't see that, but... Well, Blazing Wajed, I don't know how old you are. I don't know... Well, I don't know any of the ASL, but that's okay. You could be Canadian, you could be American, you could be British for all I know. But I recommend sooner than later. If you have the money saved up and you have the vacation time saved up, fuck it. Just go do it. Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? That's true. This isn't Zombieland, and Twinkies do have an expiry date, contrary to popular belief. They do not last forever. Although, to be fair, Los Submarinos... God, as much as I love Woody Harrelson, I hate him just as much just because of his vegan and political viewpoints. But that's besides the point. Woody Harrelson is trying his best to be the best person he possibly can be for his own health and political clout, because that's what you need these days. To be a person of significance, you have to, once your fortune reaches in the multi-billions, you can say or do whatever, but until that point, you're gonna just take money from wherever it comes from. TikTok, China. Anyways, this might be Zombieland. You don't know. I mean, honestly, I think we're in some form of Zombieland. Just because people don't openly shuffle slowly and go and try to bite you, doesn't mean there's not a large handful of people that need to be shot in the fucking head. It's not a call to action. As a veteran, I'd like to first and foremost apologize on behalf of my oath that I took to this nation that has no expiry date. Specifically on the part that says, I swear to defend this nation from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Well, we've definitely done a pretty concerted effort on the foreign, but zero on the domestic, and I apologize for that. 31 in July, well, good for you. You know what? Not a lot of people see that. Thanks to the advancements in medical technology, most people do see 31, but good for you. I know nothing about you, and you know, if you're a female, good for you. You're too old for me. No. Says the guy who's 11 years their senior. Shh. We're not talking about me. This is about me. I know this is my stream. And I got a random pug wandering around, just sniffing. Sophie, what you doing? Hey, what you sending me? I'm in the middle of a heart-to-heart chat. Oh my goodness, look at that sweet baby. Wait, where's this picture taken at? Do you guys have... Oh, recessed lighting? Like... with the covers and all that shit? Was that a recent picture? Just now? Sophie, you want to say hi to your future husband, brother, man, lover?
Hey, Sophie.
I'm there. Oh, thank you. Look at that face. Look at that flat face. If you stood against a wall, you would suffocate. Yes, you would suffocate. Fucking snorting. I know you can't breathe, but you know, that's me when I'm sleeping. So, hey, welcome to the club, mama. Welcome to the club. I swear to God, if you tag me in another fucking Humane Society sheltered dog bullshit, I'm not getting a dog. I'm seriously concerned about if I'm going to have food 3 times a day for 30 whole days. Dog is not my concern right now. This is not Frank from Men in Black. This is way cuter. This is the cutie muffin that didn't win the grand prize of cuteness with 500 million fucking votes and all that other bullshit. She's a sweet girl, but you didn't get the grand prize, did you, baby girl? It's okay, you're not a disappointment to me. What is it? You hear something? You gonna go get it? Go get it? I'll put you back down? Huh? What is it? Alright, go get it. Get down, get down. Oh, fuck. Sophie, no. Get down, silly girl. Well, Sophie's taking over. Yeah, I wanted to bring him, but you guys like he's wet and smells like a dog and stop kidnapping our dogs. And then Ryan was just like, take Sophie. I'm like, okay. Because she's not on the stream enough. Sophie's not on the stream enough. That's true. I'm not watching the video right now. You better calm down, Paige. Oh. What, are you going back up? I'll pick you back up. Alright, come here. Oh goodness. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm getting all the kisses. Thank you. Thank you, baby girl. Thank you. How'd you know? How'd you know that's just what I needed? Oh, she's enjoying the scritches. She's just gonna let you know I am good with the scritches. I am getting covered in puppy glitter, aka dog fur. Hey, Sabanya! Why does it have to rain? I don't know. That's just how does April showers bring May flowers? Do you not know the expression? That's just how it works. So we are going to have an extra special Easter Sunday stream. And depending on how well you guys react to it, how many people I have viewing, it shall continue. Look at those gorgeous flies. You have to work Easter? Oh, that is no good, my friend. You need to not work. Easter is a religious holiday. Celebration of the resurrection of Christ because the rabbit shit enough chocolate eggs. I understand it was a combination of pagan holidays, of fertility, and the resurrection of Christ, because we all know by now that Jesus was not born in December. You know, they just did that for the Yule to bring in more Wiccans and others that were of other faiths that had their deity and or whatever born during that time. So, you know, consolidation. Look, like, which Roman emperor was it? Chrysantine or whatever? Chris Crindle. People die all the time. Some people are paid good money and some people are paid bad money to delay or accelerate the inevitable. Oh, I can't bite your ear, but you can lick my nose? I see how it is. Alright, we'll pan you down a little bit. There you go. You get to see more Sophie. You see more Sophie. Oh, well, good night, Blazing Mojo. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and thanks for chatting. Up until this point, it really was me just drinking whiskey and reading about another Hungarian, Eric Weiss, a.k.a. Houdini, The Life and Times of the World's Greatest Magician by Charlotte Montague. After so many sips of whiskey, though, my eyesight isn't quite the best. It gets a little bit blurry and shaky, and so by default I have to defer to using props such as this cute little pug right here. I do stream twice a day, 11 Central, and that's on the later end. If you don't get a notification, that doesn't mean I'm not streaming, that just means I'm not on. That just means they haven't shared my shit, but I use adult words and Tetris in the AM and whatever in the PM. Anyways, 11 Central, US. I stream on the 11s every day except for Thursday. So, tomorrow and then the day after tomorrow I will be off. Well, it's a day by now, but either way. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. Did I disturb your slumber? What are the odds that she falls asleep during golden slumber? She's blending so well into my black shirt that it just looks like this weird void where her face should be. Oh, well, you're Central too. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for following. And I'll be here before lunchtime tomorrow. Well, today. There will be no animal accoutrement or accessory. Maybe in the evening, but I can't make any guarantees. But yes. So basically, Friday through Wednesday, I stream on the 11s. And that's that. Sometimes the chats are deep. Sometimes I don't talk at all and I just play video games. I can only be as interactive as my audience is. And if they don't want to talk, then they don't want to talk. Listen to this snory face. Her face is a void. It's blending into my black shirt. I didn't think that through. Oh, I'm sorry. The chair squeaked and it disturbed her. She's listening now. Like, oh my god, a chair. It's okay. It's a creaky chair. Go back to sleep, snory face. I can't take off the shirt while I'm cradling you. Her face would be more of a void if I didn't have the spotlights on right now. Really? Her eyes are open, but she's snoring like a beast. Oh, it's okay. And in the end... You guys hear that shit, right? It's amazing. I know, I do not need this in my life. I snore enough. I don't need an extra snoring thing. So just know, I'm saying this now, on the record. I'm not looking for dibs on your first batch of puppies. Paige, please stop tagging me in puppy stuff. ASPCA, Humane Shelter, whatever. I'm good. I do not have the money or the patience to train some randomly broken and given away pup, because that's emotional trauma, and these sweet fur babies, they get super bonded to the people that have them, regardless of how they treat them. And I'm not looking to replace and or create better and or stronger bonds. I just want a little pets every now and then. Was that Sophie? I mean, it is hilarious how pugs snore, but it is also sad because that's how they are bred and so on and so forth. I do not need a dog. I know she's snoring so loud. Oh, someone catch your attention? I spoke a little too loud, a little too suddenly. No. It's kind of like we're created in the image of God. That's probably the most vain statement in the entire Bible. Very presumptuous and egotistical of someone to make those statements. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying it seems wrong. Just like, I don't need my own horse, I don't need my own pool, I don't need my own jacuzzi, I don't need my own kids, I definitely don't need my own animals. I enjoy the moments I have to spend with them. And I don't have to feed them, I don't have to clean up after them, I don't have to make sure that they stay healthy, alive, and well. I'm just there for the affection and the pets, which is one of the same. Oh. You can barely see her little eye right there by the N. Sophie, how am I supposed to drink my whiskey while I'm cradling you like this? You're such a sleepy baby. She's trying to tell you guys that it's night time. I think that's what she's saying. Nate, you shut your whore mouth. I don't need a dog. It's easy. All you need is pug. I'm good. I'm good. No, I may be lying to you guys, but don't worry about me. You know what? The same way I reviewed myself and evaluated myself in the dating pool, the same way I review myself when it comes to the animal slash pet ownership pool. Yes, technically I could do it, but I can't really afford to. Not financially, not emotionally. So, pug is all you need. Fuck both of you. Don't be conspiring against me to give me something that depends on me, that also anchors me and provides me with responsibility and duty. No, I'm good. Rude. What? Well, she's definitely passed out. I think we found an optimal breathing angle for her because she's not snoring right now. Can't even see the damn leash around my neck right now. It just disappears into the black ether of my Dickie shirt. Oh, there she goes. There goes my snory butt. All you need is love, love. Pug is all you need. That's not true. You need much more than pug to survive. See, we're making up for all the pets you didn't get because you were more insistent on biting Nana's ankles than letting me pet you. And that's on you. That's not my fault. She doesn't listen. I have two hands. I can pet two dogs. But she'd much rather bite Nana's ankles and heels than let me pet her and Nana at the same time. And of course, Nana, being the jealous bitch that she is, she'll push Sophie out of the way if I'm trying to pet both of them at the same time. So Sophie gives up out of frustration and just bites Nana's ankles and heels. And Nana's just like, oh, no. She's a very aggressive lover. She's oh, pet me, pet me. And I'm like, okay, I'll pet you. Get the fuck out of here. Stop fucking putting links that takes people off my site. Although, to be fair, at this point, I'm pretty sure it's just... What? You want some whiskey? You can't have any. You're not old enough. Exclamation up time. You chilled out now. Huh. What's all back there? Stuff you can chew on? Yeah? You're rotten shit, you know that? You're so spoiled. I know you are. Go ahead, Nate, and delete that last comment you made. We'd all appreciate it, because I'm not getting an animal anytime. Look, if I win the lottery, I'll get a fucking tiger. I don't give a shit, but there's no lottery in this state. Well, I think it's time for another break anyway, so. Sophie, you ready to go home to your mama and daddy? Huh? You ready to go? Yeah? You want outside? You want to go outside? you want to go outside? Okay. Oh. This is weird. Sophie, come here. Where's Sophie? There's Sophie. There's Sophie. Yes, we're going outside. You ready? Oh, yes, you're ready. Of course she's ready. She's very ready, folks. Hang on, let me get my other sliddy. All right, see you guys inside. Come on, so. Come on, baby girl, we'll go outside. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Huh? Come on, Sophie, come on. I know. Be right back, guys. you, dogs. God damn, how many fucking acoustic covers are there of My Michelle? Well, why would I say treat? I don't have treats to provide. That's all I want to say. Anyways, what were we talking about? Nate, you didn't delete the comment. I'm going to delete it. Fine, be like that. No, don't copy the message. Okay, so there's no option for me to do the thing. Don't get me a fucking dog, I swear to God. I don't want to surrender a dog to the Humane Society or ASPCA or the local shelter. Please, please do not. Don't do that. Don't do that. You just know that what I want versus what I need are two totally different things. My wants are not important because my needs supersede that. Oh, God, Gentleman Jack, compared to the other shit, smells like just pure rubbing alcohol with a touch of whiskey. This is my favorite part of My Michelle, is this tiny guitar interlude at the end. Doom? Oh my goodness. So, heavy metal genres. Doom metal, honestly, other than speed metal, is one of my favorite subgenres of metal. Doom is the ones that hit those single notes and they just hold them for forever and a day, and they got the black and white face paint. They look like Kiss, but they're not pussies. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a good night so far. This is my Tuesday nights. We do Books and Bourbon, where I drink whiskey and water for the most part and read a book. At least for the first hour and a half to 2 hours. And, you know, if it falls off after that, it's probably because my eyes can't handle reading fine print. As a matter of fact, the first hour today I struggled. I was tripping up over my own words, and you know, you try to read out loud. You know, it's a weird situation where you're trying to read, but as you're reading, you try to read ahead so you can get how you're going to say and pronounce stuff afterwards, after you read them out loud, or before you read them out loud, so to speak. And sometimes it gets tough. And of course, obviously, the more I drink, the worse that ability gets. Sometimes I change the order of the words to fit my speech pattern better than the author originally insisted upon or intended. That's the word I was looking for. So, you know, it may be written, let's eat all of the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I'll be like, we're going to eat all the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That was a poor example because I don't have something directly in front of me right now, but depending on the letters and the wording of the sentence preceding it, there might be a W in there and there might be an R somewhat close to it, and I'll see were instead of let's. And I'll say it, and sometimes I'll catch myself and try to correct it and read it more properly the way it was originally intended and written, or I'll just do my own thing and we'll go from there. I'm generally not orange in color, but tonight was the exception, not the rule. I'm going to have to adjust the position of that light. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be, but there's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, I believe in whiskey, yeah. My throat is feeling better. Thank you for asking. I don't need a dog, though. Paige, seriously. Please stop. Nate, stop egging Paige on. I'm not going to take any efforts on my own to be responsible for another life. I'm barely responsible for my own. And then that's all there is to that. I do appreciate the good intentions behind you guys' efforts, but fucking stop. Stop. I love animals, probably more so than the next person, but once again, the emotional and financial investment that it requires for an animal, I just don't have either one of those in me. So, please, Paige, Ryan, you guys keep on getting animals, and I'll keep on petting and loving them. But I can't afford to do the thing on my own. Like even the concept of a tortoise is too much because, you know, fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't get fresh fruits and vegetables for my damn self, nonetheless for an animal. So, in theory, the animal would be eating better than me, and that's just unacceptable! Like the lemon from Adventure Time said, unacceptable. Go ahead, type in unacceptable under gifts in Messenger chat, and you'll find the lemon dude from the Candy Kingdom, and he'll tell you unacceptable. I realize, am I moving around too much? Guys, let me know. Is Toodles easy? But once again, Toodles it's a question of she had a bath. So Toodles had a bath. Nana had a bath. And Sebastian had a bath, but you know. How the fuck are you going to play two different versions of yesterday back to back? Anyways, not the point. Black had a bath. Do you guys ever give the cats a bath? That's something that should be live streamed. No. I don't think people should own cats. I don't mind cats. I just would never go out of my way to get my own cat. Yeah, but did you continue? Is he cool with it? When's the last time you gave any of the cats a bath? Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. But there's a shadow hanging over me. Wait. What's the top of the bottle cap? I never paid attention to it. I didn't realize there was words on it. Double charcoal mellowed. Ultimate smoothness. Oh, double mellowed. Double mellowed. Okay, that's what the thing at the top says. It says double mellowed not once but twice. Oh, gentleman Jacques. No, but that's what I'm drinking. Yeah, when he was a kitten. You said when he was little, so when you're talking about cats and you say little, I mean, obviously cats are small in general, but when you said he's little, I obviously thought kitten. You didn't need to clarify that. Thank you. Thank you. Because he's not exactly small right now. I mean, he's small compared to a full-size dog, which is somewhere in the range of 45 to 75 pounds. That's a full-size dog. Tomorrow I'll miss you. No give backs. Look, I don't know what you're formulating in your head, but I swear to God, if you guys get me a dog and I form a bond, you guys are responsible for the vet bills. I'm just saying. Don't. You got enough that you're responsible for that you pay for. Don't put me in that situation. Please don't put me in that situation. Like I said, I do love animals, and probably more so than the next person, but the emotional bond / financial responsibility I can't afford. I don't have it in me. I really don't. I do love animals. There's no doubt about that. I do plan on one day getting... Okay, so the plans for the future of the Psycho Veteran Estate. I'd like a couple of fainting goats, a couple of ducks, and a koi pond. I do not want typical pets, but I want relatively easy to take care of and feed pets. Okay, so my thing is, when it comes to the fainting goats, I would get them on the cheaper side. I'd probably find them at an auction or whatever. And as far as the ducks are concerned, I can get them for a couple bucks each. And the koi fish, same. The biggest investment would be the house for the ducks, which I could probably build, and the feed for the koi fish and the feed for the goats. I could cover that. And honestly, how close can you get to ducks and or goats and or koi fish? I'm going to need help digging out the pond that I want to make for the ducks. I'd like to make an adult swing set out back. Like, seriously, like duck pond, swing set, house for the ducks, small stable for the goats. You know, my goal is to eventually not have a yard and just have features for the animals in the backyard. And who knows, maybe one day when it gets to the point where I want it to be, we can do our books and bourbon outside, and I can have a small fire pit going, and you know, have the animals jumping up in the lap randomly and so on and so forth. We do have hawks out here, so I am kind of concerned for the sake of the ducks, because it doesn't matter if the hawks are big enough to actually kill the ducks. They can maim the ducks, and if I'm not paying attention 24/7, especially during hours of daylight, and we have raccoons as well, and raccoons are fucking kind of dickheads. Please believe me, I never meant you no no harm. God, how the fuck did I drink beer every day? Whiskey's so much easier. Wine is fine, but liquor's quicker. Okay, let's not sing Ozzy. Or was that a Black Sabbath tune? I don't know. Let me start rocking back and forth like some kind of mental patient. Get off your stream. Well, that's only if we connected our fences. Get big pussy. How am I on your stream? Please tell me where I can understand before we do the thing. I'm willing to be semi-reasonable here. Although, to be fair, as far as troll accounts are concerned, this is probably the most original of troll accounts I've seen. Good for you. No, Ray. Ducks are not living in my goddamn bathtub. None of these barnyard animals are going to be inside the house for more than a couple hours on a stream at best. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Hey, is that actor who played Big Pussy on fuck was that show with James Gandolfini? Got myself a gun. Sopranos. Is that actor still alive? Fuck, he's fat and he's old. Is this deplorable? Well, I appreciate your input. Thank you so much. You know what else is deplorable? Your fucking face. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? Well, what were we talking about? I'm not sure. Anyways, what were we talking about? We were talking about me owning an animal. Not interested. Not even the slightest. Oh, we're friends now. Good to know. Cheers, fuckface. Good to know you're alive. So anyways, I'm a bit guarded now because of the other night. I haven't had baby dick trolls in a while, so I have no idea what this fucking asshat was talking about. You know, and I really don't feel like figuring out what a person's about at this point. It's just like, look, you got positivity or you don't. You're a fucking douchebag, you're a fucking douchebag. You know what? Be a douchebag on somebody else's fucking channel. This is my channel. I make these fucking calls. I cannot discern tone from a text. Okay? I don't know if you're being playful, jovial, or fun. based on what the fuck you say. Okay, so I'm just gonna assume that whatever you say, I'm gonna take it at face value that this is exactly what you meant to say. Alright? So whether you're fucking big pussy or whatever, if you say you're the best, I'm gonna assume that you mean it, and we're gonna go from there. Now, if you're being sarcastic or a dickhead, doesn't matter. I'm gonna fucking block you and take you off and do my thing. Sorry that took that long, but unfortunately, I explained to somebody just yesterday, which was only 2 hours ago. Sarcasm doesn't translate into text. It comes off as literal. You cannot fucking assign tone unless you put quotation marks around everything you say. If you put quotation marks, there's an off chance you're being sarcastic and you didn't fucking mean the words you said. But, you know, to quote Gulliver's Travels, when it came to the horses that could talk the Wynnum, what's the point of speaking if you're not going to say the truth? And I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what they said to Gulliver during his travels. I do not know when we came to such time where you know, things are said are meant to be literal and or quoted or whatever. I don't understand it. I don't get it. You know, there was a time where irony and sarcasm was understood, but nowadays when people say something, you're like, wait, what did he say? Did he mean it? I personally will not cancel anybody. I'm not going to want to dox them or find out where they live because, you know, I only got so many bullets. I don't need it. I don't have the time for it. Well, I do have the time for it. I don't have the finances for it unless they got a lot of liquid assets in their home after I kill them that makes it profitable. But we're not doing that. It's difficult for me to find the difference between people that are actually being vitriolic and people that are just busting balls. Unfortunately for them and for this channel, we're just gonna have to do the ban and block versus figuring out their fucking intent. Because it's weird. We're in a very weird time where people can't define woman because, you know, they're not a biologist. I'm sorry, I can still define what a woman is without being a biologist. Does that make me a producer of hate speech? Possibly. By whose standard and or definition? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. It's a paraphrasing of Sun Tzu. You should always know what your enemy's about and what they're doing. If you're trying to dismantle the greatest experiment in democracy and the free world, please feel free to not be here anymore. But as far as the Federal Republic of the United States of America is concerned, if you're about that, if you're about family and Christian values, you're more than welcome here always. And if I overstep my bounds with the things and words I say, do I seem to have a better crowd? Well, the troll the other night, he was on relatively early. He started around 9, 10 o'clock at night, and he did not stop till about 1 o'clock until I pretty much had him banned. No, it wasn't even 1 o'clock, dude. Like, it's terrible because, once again, sarcasm does not translate into text. Okay? So, I'm going to have to take you at face value. Okay? I'm going to have to tap into my inner autism and be like, he means it. This is what he meant to say. Well, if you didn't mean to say that, don't fucking say it. It's really that simple. Like, bro, if you don't mean these words, don't fucking say them because they do not translate into text. You know, I mean, I hate the fact that I have, as a dad age, and by today's standards, a granddad age, have to explain that to you fucks. But bro, when it comes to text in digital format, whether it's texting or commenting on a stream, if you say something, that's what you mean. Okay? If you don't mean that, don't fucking say it. It's as simple as that. I don't give a shit how funny you think you are and how funny your mom says you are. If your name ain't Chris Rock or fucking Don Salvatore or whatever the fuck comedian's name is out there and is popular by today's standards, yeah. Speaking of which, C.K. Lewis, ginger Mexican, balding ginger Mexican. He's got a successful comedy album out right now, and the left is fucking absolutely hating for it. Even though the reason why he got canceled was a semi-abhorrent sexual behavior. He's like, hey, I'm about to jerk off. Do you mind? And most people said, fine. And that's what he did. And he had to apologize for that. And he hasn't toured or done anything in 5 fucking years. But you guys were like, oh no, get him off the air. And now that he has a literally successful comedic album, you guys are trying to cancel him. Like, bro, he hasn't done shit in 5 years. And the shit you guys tried to cancel him for, he literally asked permission for it, and he got it when he did it. I may not agree with all of Louis C.K.'s personal values, especially when it comes to cussing out his children. Look, they're little fuckers, and you can say that amongst your dude bro friends. You cannot say that around the women that were somewhat involved, even if it's just saying hi and patting them on the shoulder. You can't say that to them. Okay? That's all there is to it on that. Well, you know, Nate, I've got all these mods, but nothing to show for it. You're the exception, not the rule. Of course, you've got admin and mod personal responsibilities. I know you can tell that I changed up the format for the camera for just chatting. I made the screen bigger. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing Discord anytime soon. I need more moderators that are actually active. I know you're active when you're active. I'm not mad at it. I appreciate everything you've done for this channel, but until I have a decent amount of moderators, not only for, I don't know how to give people mod abilities on Discord. I'm not worried about it. Discord is not going to be a thing on this channel, on this stream. It's just not. Unless we come up with more stringent criteria for becoming a member of this channel / Discord. I'm not pushing shit. I want more exposure, I want more interaction, but not at the price of keeping people busy as fuck 24/7 for a stream that's only 6 to 8 hours a day in 2 separate streams. It's not happening. One day I'm going to start working again. Look how small my shoulders are. Jesus Christ, this is unacceptable. You right though. Like I said, as a mod / admin, you should have seen the person I did block on the Discord channel. Okay, so if you have no recourse on that, as far as being a mod / oh my goodness, says who is now following. Well, thank you, says who. I appreciate it. Normally I'd be reading a book, but it's been a couple hours since I could see clearly. Mod for sub. That is a very good question. Now, financially, it would make sense for me to say yes. But I've had a lot of bullshit going down on the stream lately, and so I don't know you, but if you're a regular here, I could possibly in the future agree to that. Mod is kind of a big ask at this point. I've been doing this for 4 or 5 years full time, and you see my numbers. I'm not important. I'm not special, but at the same time, it's a level of trust that I'm not sure I can grant to some random person who just followed, which I do appreciate. There's a million and one safe spaces is not one of them. I personally am a free advocate of free speech, and unfortunately most people aren't. We do use the N-word here. It's called no. We speak no to nonsense, and if that makes me an advocate or an object of hate speech, then so be it. But I am entitled to my own opinion, and I try to voice it as best I can with the limitations and hand tying that I have available from social media. No, there will not be mod for sub. While I do appreciate the offer, I need to get to know you and your motivations and your personal beliefs before I can even consider a mod appointment. It's nothing against you. It's just, I don't know you, stranger danger. Thank you, Sesu. I do appreciate the offer. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you offering the role, but let me just put it this way: if I don't see you on a relatively daily and regular basis, I stream twice a day on the 11s Central Time frame, and that's on the later side. I usually try to stream a little bit before the 11s. If I don't see you on a regular basis, you're not even going to be in the pool of possibles as far as mod is concerned. My mod / admin positions are reserved directly for my literal close friends at this point. If you're not mod or an admin, that means you haven't been with this channel for months, if not years. I mean, Dad Bod Medic Nate will be the first to tell you. He'll be like, this dude. You know, I'm kind of guarded with that shit. I've done too much throughout the past 5 years to just randomly be like, hey, do whatever. Nothing against you, Sesu. And I appreciate you being so understanding. Like I said, all I've been doing tonight is we read for a while. I had a pug in my arm for a little while, and no, it's just a question of drinking and closing out the stream. But I've been talking in circles, saying the same thing over and over again. Cheers. I'm drinking Gentleman Jack, but we started off the night with, oh fuck, I already put it away. Where the fuck did I put it? Minor Case. It's by one of the members of the Jim Beam family, which, to be fair, was very smooth and drinkable, versus this Jack Daniels Gentleman Jack is kind of, that's the best way I can put it, comparatively speaking. Now, of course, we're comparing something that is $75 to a fifth versus something that is $40 to a fifth ish, right? So you spend 150% more on one thing versus another, you should, generally speaking, receive a better product. It's generally true. But when it comes to chatters, viewers, moderators, admins, so on and so forth, you need to spend more time vetting them. And it's... And the funny thing is, I am super strict when it comes to admin and mod responsibilities. But at the same time, this channel has next to no viewers compared to many other where they don't do or say anything. And I get that. I do. I really do. But I'd rather have slow growth with trusted admins and mods than rapid growth with people I don't know in charge of shit that are major. Well, cheers to you, Setsu. Gentleman Jack. If you get drunk off a Gentleman Jack, you got problems. And no taste buds. This last set kind of hit me like bananas. Not like a good bananas thing, but like an artificial bananas. It's gross and weird. Well, I've got one more sip in me. Does anybody have any questions of me before I call it for the night? And that includes you, Paige, Mr. Kick. Any question at all. I can't guarantee I'll answer it 100%, but I will do my best not to lie. Lord. Sure. Nate? Ryan? Ray? Somebody! Help me out, guys. I don't want to feel like I'm talking to the ether because I'll just end it myself. This one dude said he would hold me down in my chair with his big arms, and I'm thinking to myself, big arms? What arms have you got that are so big that will hold me in my chair? Speaking of which, I'm in my house, so you're gonna let yourself into my house, and you're gonna hold me down with your big arms. And I guarantee anybody who wants to physically accost me does not have welcome. So the question is, at this point, between me, my neighbors, my front door, and whatever firearm I decide to have on my hip, back pocket, whatever, what the fuck are you gonna do? That is a funny question. I'm glad you guys asked. But apparently nobody's asking anything, so fuck it. I guess we'll end it at 1:11. No. Finish this drink. I'll finish this drink. Ask me anything, and I'll answer it as honestly as possible. Yes? No? Maybe so? Ryan, Paige, nobody got nothing for me? Cherry, Nate, nobody has any questions of me at all. Apparently I've shared so much that nobody has any questions at all. You can't even ask me how I'm fucking doing. True enough. Fair enough. Well, all I know is you guys have been an anchor, a support, a beacon, a bastion, whatever you want to call it. I do appreciate your support, regardless of you not responding to when I talk to you or ask you a question. Alright, you're busy, you're doing a thing, whatever. What I do know is I've been at this for 5 years steady. And everybody's like, it'll happen. It's gonna happen. And I'm like, you're full of shit. I'm not trying to get anybody to feel sorry for me or whatever. Unfortunately, when it comes to the digital world, it is what it is. You don't get promoted because your profile on Twitch says conservative Christian values. And that is not our market. Our market is LGBTQ spirited maps and other stuff. And I'm like, hey, you know what? That's not my audience. That's not what I'm shooting for. That's not what I'm aiming for. Look, what you do with fellow adults, consenting adults behind closed doors, good for you. If that's how you approach me in a conversation with, I'm this, and this, we probably have nothing else to talk about after that point. But if you're cool, I'm cool. If you vibe, I vibe. Bro, I've been in customer service all my life. And this is nothing short of customer service. You know, unfortunately, I cannot pry an answer or response or question out of anybody that's actively viewing or inactively viewing. Either way. So some dude told me the other day at his 270 pound, 6'7" ass could body me. And I told him, I was just like, look, who the fuck says body? First of all. Secondly, as a grown ass man, do you think you get close to me to body me? Like, I'm an old dude. Okay? I personally do not like physical closeness to anybody unless I want to put my peen into their vagine. Right? So physical closeness, hugs, fist bumps, handshakes, I'm leery of. I'm not looking for a job. I'm not looking for anything. So, you know, they assumed, I understand they were trolling. I do get that. But according to the troll, they were 6'7" and 220 or 230 pounds, and I was 5'3" and 300 pounds. And like, first of all, I'm 6 foot, okay, and I'm probably 330, 340, 335, whatever. But yes, I'm 5'3". Where the fuck are you getting your numbers from, you piece of shit? And they're making it sound like, yes, I'm going to sit perfectly still for their beyond Olympian bodybuilding heavyweight association numbers, BMI, BFI, whatever the hell you want to call it, selves to come into my house and secure me closely to my chair and do whatever. Are you a special kind of retarded or what? And you're like, oh, you can't say that word. I'm like, I can. What retard is going to come after me? I'll wait. I didn't do nothing. All I did was hang out and share my own opinions and play video games. And people will decide that they're going to shit all over it because that's how they operate. And then that big pussy fucking piece of shit was going to talk shit and then be like, oh, yeah, have a good night, my friend. Go fuck yourself, guy. Go fuck yourself, guy. Right? To that person. I don't know if they were trying to be cute or funny or jovial or whatever. It doesn't translate into fucking text. Sarcasm does not translate into fucking text. Look, if I got anything to say to you guys tonight, this should be the intent of the night. Sarcasm does not translate into text. Wait. Thanks. That's it. That's all I got to say. If you want to be sarcastic, make sure you reference something that was just said. And put it into a tone where it's more hyperbolic than sarcastic so people understand that it was a fucking joke. Okay? But if you insist on being a fucking baby dick bastard, good for you. Be treated as such, and don't be surprised or upset when it happens. That you get blocked, banned, timeouted, so on and so forth. Anyways, look guys, it's only 40 minutes before I was going to call it quits anyways. What's 40 minutes amongst friends? Thank you so much for tuning in. And, I don't know what the fuck happened to all you fucks that claim to support me that could not respond to a single fucking question and or ask I had, but you know what? Thank you for being here, you fuckers. Good night. I'm not rating anybody tonight because fuck it. Oh wait. Do we have enough people to even justify fuck it? We do have enough people, but you know what? Fuck it. We're going scorched earth on this one. I'm taking you fuckers with me. It's not like anybody's arguing against it. I gave you guys the opportunity for a full, unadulterated Q&A. Nobody took me up on that offer. I would appreciate you guys tuning in for my not even 9.5 hour stream from now. But you know what? I'm done talking to the reeds in the wind. We're done here, you beautiful bastards and bastettes. Is that the word? It might not be, but thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm done for the night. Oh wait, hold on. Before I'm done for the night, let me finish my Jack Daniels, Gentleman Jack. Buh. Good night, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And for lack of better words, thanks for not interacting and doing the thing. Deuces.